We left off page 62. Beis. Hilchos tzitzis. Page 62, Halacha Beis. We said that you're not permitted to wear tzitzis in the open in the Beis HaKvaros, in the cemetery. Let's say the tzitzis that you wear for the purpose of a mitzvah, right? They should not be exposed. You should cover it with your jacket, tuck it in your pants, or tuck it in the pocket, because it would be considered disgracing the dead. It's loy l'rosh, because the person who dies is not able to do the mitzvah. So let's say you go to a non-Jewish cemetery, it wouldn't be a problem. There's only in a Jewish cemetery. What about if you go into a cemetery where there, certain cemeteries that you have women and men buried separately, right? They're different customs. Some bury men and women next to one another. Others, it's women separate and men separate. So you go into a women's cemetery where women are this section, and you want to wear your tzitzis. A woman's not obligated tzitzis. Would that be lo rosh?
It's okay.
I would say it's not. Because what you're displaying is that you're a person fulfilling a mitzvah. You could do the mitzvah, she can't do the mitzvah. It doesn't mean the mitzvah of tzitzis specifically, right? So it's like you're mocking them that you're in a position that they're not able to. So, but if it would be a non-Jewish cemetery, it's not a problem. No, you want to go into Arlington Cemetery with your talis godel and your tefillin, it's not a problem. Yeshnogin liksho shnei tzitzios.
You're just showing the tzitzis.
What?
Just showing.
Exposing it. Exposing
You
it.
have to wear it.
Yeah, under your jacket or under your shirt.
Right.
But we said earlier, you tuck them in. You tuck them in. Yeshnogim liksho shnei tzitzios shnei kafayim zeh people shenichnos b'sefars people. They go and they tie the two corners one to another when they go into the cemetery. V'lo ilu klum b'takanosam. He says it's meaningless. Factually, you're wearing the tzitzis. You're wearing them in the open setting. It's lo rosh beis. B'takanosam afi shekoshim zeh lo nisbatel mitzvah tzitzis like they said. Factually, the mitzvah is still functioning. Do lav kesher shal keyomu daitel hatir sakeshem biyad b'tzeisu beis hakvaros. Kein shkosimiyah. Vofi dait misom shinisbat latzitz b'shirosum gelovshim bega below tzitzis. He says manav shach. If by tying together, you believe that that the mitzvah is not in effect, so if that's the case, you're wearing four-corner garment without tzitzis. That's no. Secondly, since your intention is to open it when you go out of the cemetery, it's not considered a kesher. So it's if it's untied. So if it's untied, you upfill the mitzvah of tzitzis. So therefore, the Mechaber says it's nothing. Hanichlas toch arba amishal mes o shel kever. What about it? You're entering within 4 cubits of a corpse or a grave. Right? You have a lone grave. It's not a cemetery. Ki nichnas beis hakvaros. The whole idea is lo rosh. You're mocking the deceased. So whether it's a cemetery or you have one grave, it's the grave of a Jew, it's a problem. The mokshin ogel lohoset tzitzis pal sames bebayis. Here this is discussed. He says, the Chevra Kadisha, there was a minog. They would remove the tzitzis from the talis of the mess already in the house before they take them out to go to the cemetery. Imak sofayim lovshim tzitzis. He says, interesting. He says, if they're ready, they invalidate the talis in the house, and when the pallbearers, they carry the body from the house, so the pallbearers, the Chevra Kadisha, when they're wearing that tzitzis, they have to cover it. Because right now, they've already made a statement regarding the person who died, he has no relevance to mitzvah tzitzis any longer. So therefore, it will be lo rosh, even though what difference does it make? I mean, a person dies, whether it's his talis or not, right? He's not fulfilling the mitzvah. Mechaber said, because since you invalidated the tzitzis, which is a statement that it no longer has relevance to the mitzvah any longer, therefore it would be lo rosh when the pallbearers, if they have the tzitzis worn openly. That's in Mishna Berura. Shel kever, afilu kever shel koton. Even what about a minor? A minor has no obligation. It would be lo rosh. Are you mocking the child? But he's still not obligated. A person dies, he's not obligated. So it's like, Yesh lahachmim shum lo rosh. The shema nishmas odom godel. He says, a minor is lo rosh because even though in this lifetime he lived as a minor and he passed away as a minor, but the soul, it's a reincarnation. It was a reincarnation of an adult who had lived in a previous life. So therefore, the neshama is a log the rosh. So you don't look at the body. You look at the neshama. Neshama may have been the neshama of an adult. The shema nishmas of the godel hu avol kever isha. Here he says, but what about the grave of a woman? The b'chaya gab came peturo. Even when she was alive, she was exempt from the mitzvah of tzitzis. Leka b'shum lag rosh. He says, no, it's not. So we see it's specifically the mitzvah. It's not. You were able to perform a mitzvah, and she's not able to perform a mitzvah. You see, it's specifically the mitzvah which he has relevance to. Because he says, Loig the Rosh has no relevance to a woman. So if you go near the grave of a woman, one can go with a tzitzis. Exposed. Mokshe nogim v'achronim, hiskimu dafil mokshe ein nogim l'hosir. The achronim say even in a location where they don't invalidate the talis. Gamkev ikom mishum log l'rosh. Whole, as we said, whole shameis matur min mitzvahs. In fact, the moment a person dies, he no longer has an obligation. So whether you invalidate his talis, whether you don't invalidate his talis, right? Factually speaking, he's potter, he's absolved from the mitzvah. So again, you fulfill the mitzvah in his presence is like the rosh. Hainu imatzitzis megulin kedleil. They still get credit. Yeah, sure. They were Talskut. Yeah.
The premise of this halacha is that
it's based on pasuk Mishlei. Loing l'rosh chorav will say when you mock the impoverished one, you're disgracing him.
Why are they
Impoverished. The ultimate is mitzvahs.
They're shemayim. There's no relevance.
They still did not know. The neshama is not there. In the neshama, there's always it's a representation.
But the premise of this halacha is that when someone dies, they're aware of the people that are still alive doing mitzvahs?
No. He's
So
not aware. It's like, well, before the person's interred, he's definitely aware. The neshama's dead. The neshama doesn't depart from this world until the grave is closed. And during the year, it goes between heaven and earth. The neshama. After 12 months, it detaches from this existence. But there's a nefesh. The nefesh is always there. The nefesh is always associated with the body, always.
What does that mean?
There is a representation of the life of the person. Still, there's a sense.
Right.
It's not just we say it's just dust. That dust has a nefesh associated with it.
Okay, and that nefesh is feeling what's being described here as.
I don't know. No, it doesn't have to feel anything. It's not a question. It doesn't have to feel anything.
That's
Factually, it's here, and it's like you're making a statement in its presence. I could do something that you can't do. That's disrespect.
And it's aware of that.
I don't know if it does not be aware of it. It does not be aware of it.
So this halacha is more for us than it's for the.
No, it's
nefesh?
maybe. Within Dalaramas. Sure, any mitzvah which has relevance to that person. Okay. Anhogas levishas hatzitzis chorav oncho. No, here you're openly displaying a mitzvah. So you're not wearing shabbos, therefore what? So you're living like a proper Jew. Okay? It's not a mitzvah not to wear shabbos. It's a sin to wear shabbos. Some people, especially Sfardim, they only wear tzitzis when they wear the talis gadol when they daven. They don't wear a talis cotton under their shirts. Many people. So he says, if a person doesn't wear a talis, a garment at four corners, he's not obligated to put tzitzis. V'tov v'nochel lios kol odom zor lilvosh talis cotton kol hayom. The Mechaber says, it's good and proper and correct for a person to be careful to wear a talis cotton all day. All day. You hear the word tov v'nochel. It's good and proper, correct for a person to be careful to wear a talis kol hayom, kedei sheyiskar hamitzvah b'chol rega, that he should be cognizant of mitzvahs as a reason, also as chartem, as kol mitzvahs Hashem. Al,
Not the big talis?
no, talis called on the shirt.
Much smaller.
Al Ken Yeshvo Chamisha Kshorim. He says, it's to remember all the mitzvos. He says, therefore we have 5 knots, 5 double knots. Keneged the Chamisha Chumshei Torah. That corresponds to the Chamisha Chumshei Torah. Arba Kanfos. What are the 4 corners? Symbolically speak, Shem Chol Tzad Sheyifne Yizkor. Whichever direction you turn, to the right, to the left, behind you, front of you, you're totally surrounded with the mitzvahs. V'nochol lovsho alav bushim. He says the correct way to wear it, you wear the katal skadon on top of your clothing. You wear the chasidim. You wear it on top. Lepochos, but he says, lepochos, minimally yizor sheyeh lovish tzitzis b'shas hatfilah. Minimally you should wear tzitzis when you daven. No. He was talking about shachos. B'shas tefillah. Let's see Mishna Berura. Kedei sheyizkor dugma ledover kodem mazel lechaver al inyon echod. He says, like a person wants to remind a person that he should always remember not to forget. So what does he do? Shekosh kesh beizoro kedei sheyizkoreno. So he makes a reminder. He ties something on his belt that he always remembers he shouldn't forget. Right? A person makes a note for himself, but you may not see the notes. He makes the reminder something so obvious that you're always going to see it. That when you see it, you'll always remember. Allah malbushim, ayin leo sifches Mishna Berura mash ksavnu sham. That's it. You have multiple symbolisms. Simches. Simin Ches, Yud Aleph. Right over there about how to wear it. Ika mitzvahs talskot and love show al begodov. You should wear it on your clothing. Chavheg. Sovim Isod got Tachas Begodov. He said, the other said you should wear it under your garments. Even though the garment is covered, but the string should be revealed. It's not like those people put them in the corners. But the people who go among non-Jews, it's okay. It's not indicating that you're ashamed of it. But minimally, when you say the bracha on the tzitzis, they should be exposed for the equivalent of what it takes to walk 4 amos. You should look at it. It says, what's the reason why they should be exposed? That you should see them continuously to remember them. People put their tzitzis in their pants. Not only are they turning a blind eye, on the pasuk it says that you see them. It's a disgrace. Ultimately, there's going to be a reckoning for this. They give the excuse they're going among goyim. It would be sufficient to put it in the pocket on the corner. If they'd have a medallion that was given to them by the king, engraved by the king, but they would adorn themselves with it among people because there'd be a pride. So definitely tzitzis could come simich of dal sifei kama miskabed odom hanose shmo olov. One who's careful regarding tzitzis, he merits to see the countenance of the Shechina. People at the end of time, these people will be exemplary in the midst of tzitzis. Those people. There'll be 10 people from various nations. They'll hold on to the corner. Person who's careful regarding tzitzis, he'll merit that he'll have 2,800 servants serving his needs. Okay? What? It's the end of time. It's time of Mashiach.
That's for people who wear their tzitzis out.
The one who are careful, he says, the one who are careful in the mitzvah tzitzis, whatever that means, who are zoyer, they're careful in fulfilling the mitzvah correctly.
And what does that mean?
You're disgracing it. If you're disgracing it.
So wearing it in your pants. Like
He's talking about tucking it in, let it hang on your legs. That's what he's talking about.
Let it hang on.
No, you should not.
Should not.
You know, he says that's why he's tuck it in the corners.
You see so many people who wear towels.
Wear it outside or inside?
Outside.
Okay. So outside is good.
They
I
said,
think because the strings are touching your legs.
oh, touching the leg.
Your legs, under your pants, your skin. Years ago, people wore tzitzis. One time, years ago, tzitzis, Alan, is important. Most people wore tzitzis, which were never more than 18 by 18. Never more than 18 by 18 inches. Never. You know, maybe in Israel they wore, or people had to have it custom made to have a larger. Nobody had an interest, and most people wore less than 18 by 18. So very often, if you were less than 18 by 18, if you wouldn't wear an undershirt, the strings would touch your skin, would touch your body. So religious Jews were always careful, always to wear an undershirt for that reason. So the tzitzis should not touch your skin. Just tell them where it used to be.
Beggar or the strings?
The strings, if you wear a very small beged, if it would be a very small beged. Today, what small children wear, adults used to wear that kind of tzitzis.
Touching the skin.
It's touching the skin.
I mean, regardless of the size of the beggar.
No, it would touch the upper torso.
That's worse than the legs?
No, same thing. You know, so they would wear. That's why they would wear an undershirt under their outer shirt for that reason. You know, they used to say, make sure to wear an undershirt because so the string should not touch your skin.
That doesn't solve the
Because
problem.
that's the disgrace wearing it in your pants. He says even if the ones who put it in their pants, who wear them concealed, they should immediately tuck them into the corners.
Why?
Not have them in their pants. What difference does it make? Right?
Why?
The pockets. In fact, the answer is because it's touching your skin.
But so,
It's not respectful.
we talked about the strings not having any Kedoshim.
Doesn't, but it's still a disgrace. We said to throw it directly into the trash, where it's disrespectful. It shouldn't be used in the that's called disrespectful.
But if it's one for a garment, if you wear a garment, you have to attach the tzitzis, you know.
We said earlier, everybody agrees, even the mechaber. If you wear it, it's because that's the way the garment's fashioned. You could throw it into the trash. That's the mechaber. Rama disagrees. But if it's worn specifically for the mitzvah, even the mechaber agrees you shouldn't throw it into the trash because you're wearing it specifically to fulfill the mitzvah.
So we're supposed to look for tzitzis that have pockets for them, like the men.
I mean, you can wear it in your pants too. If you tuck it around your belt, you know, your waist, not where you let it just hang down, it's not a problem. Also wouldn't be a problem. Years ago, people, even if they didn't wear the tzitzis out, they would actually wrap it around that belt and tuck it in. So the belt, wrapping around the belt, would prevent it from hanging down on your legs. That's what they would do it. Or even though they go Mongoyim, wearing, without a jacket, all you would see is the string wrapped around the belt, which was not noticeable. Years ago, the Goyim, they used to call the yarmulkes beanies, and they used to call the tzitzis laundry strings. That's what they used to refer to people who wore tzitzis, the Goyim, laundry strings and the beanies, Jewish beanies. Okay.